All right, you already know what's going on, so let's just get into it. We got some new shocks here with remote reservoirs for the rear because these old man emus are smoked, I would say. So we're gonna be getting that out of here. Maybe, might have to cut it, I don't know. We're gonna see how easy this comes out. It's pretty nasty looking, but let's get to it. We're gonna get in here. These are 17s, top and bottom. As you can see, I've already twisted the top of this guy off. So we're gonna be cutting this top deal off, and the bottom, we'll see if we can get it broke loose, but hopefully yours is in better shape than mine. So let's see how that goes. I have an issue where the bolt is seized or fused, corroded, rusted, whatever, to the sleeve on the inside, so I can't get the bolt out. Obviously where it's at is a crappy location, trying to beat on it, but I don't think that's gonna come out of there. So we're gonna cut the top off this guy, and then my solution, maybe not the best, but it's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna take a cutoff wheel and see about cutting me a slot right here, see if I can't open this guy up, get this shock out, and then I might have to try and somehow get in there and cut that sleeve as well. I have an air hammer, so maybe I can cut a slot and then air hammer, you know, the sleeve on both sides, cut through it. Yeah, that's where we're at. So if you're unlucky like me, you might be doing this. If not, this should just come right out of there. And I tried going full droop to see it, make sure there's no tension on it, you know, little bit up, you know, everything, and I can't get it to wiggle free. And whenever I spin the bolt around on this side, I can actually see, I mean, there's tension on it. You can spin it, but I can see this guy kind of moving. So I'm thinking that the sleeve in the center of the bushing is spinning around inside of it. So anyways, that's the fun we have now. All right, here's the carnage. So we got this out. Everything's all out. Here's the bolt. So this guy was clearly not anti-seized, and it was seized. So here's the bushing or sleeve. So what I had to do was cut the top of the shock off because it wasn't coming off. So cut that guy off. Then on the bottom of the shock, once I cut the top off, I was able to compress it and then swing it down like this. And then once I swung it all the way down, well, here, I can probably set it up in there so you can kind of get an idea. So once I swung it down like this, I was able to make a little cut in there. It nicked a little bit, but nothing crazy. So make a cut in there, then stand it all the way up and make another cut on this side. So then I could take this guy off. Then did the same cut on this, and then on the ends right here, I just used a chisel to cut those two ends, so I was able to pull the bushing out. And then the sleeve, I did the same thing. Cut this guy around like this, and once I was able to kind of get it cut all the way around, I just hit it with the torch and then threw a little PV blaster in there and air hammer. So this guy was oriented like this in here, so there was really no way I could hammer between the drum and, you know, the backside of the drum and the bracket. So use the air hammer, and you can see the little line that is scribed around it now from where I cut that bushing. And just take your time, and it's totally doable to get it out. The threads are all good on this end, so no worries there. Yeah, so anyways, that's out. Let's go in with the new. So I'm doing 5160s with the remote reservoir in the rear. And so you've got this reservoir holder, And I wasn't quite sure of the anatomy of this till I got it, so I could understand how it works. But basically, you've got a, let's see here, you've got a plate that's gonna go on the inside of the frame, and there's nothing really special about it. And then this is keyed right here. And basically, these rectangle holes is where this guy mounts into, in that keyed area. It's hard to kind of do one-handed here, but anyways, it'll lock in there. And then the plate will go on the back side, on the inside of the frame. And then you've got two 13 mil with a lock washer. I'm gonna throw some Loctite on them, and I don't know about a torque spec on these, but I'm just gonna be snugging them up, German spec, and Loctite I feel like should be okay. So let's get this dropped in, and then we'll get these, the top and bottom thrown in, and I'll give you sizes and specs on that as well. Okay, we got this guy ready to go in. Mount is up there. Little Loctite and the locking washers, just snugged up, nothing crazy. I oriented mine with this on the bottom. I think you could go either way with it realistically, but I went with this on the bottom just so water, trash, whatever doesn't go in there. And then I'm gonna Loctite it. For the perch hardware, so down here, you're gonna reuse that bolt so nothing goes down there. But make sure you put anti-seize. And then for the bushings, if you didn't notice how your stuff came out or whatever, but anyways, basically you got 3 different plates here. So the thicker one, the dark one, black, it'll go on the bottom. Then a bushing goes on there. Then the thin silver one, and you can see the difference between these two right here. So then the thin one, so this will go on there first, like that. Then it'll go in the mount. Then on top of the mount, this guy is smooth up top, so this just sets up there. And then thick silver one on after that. And then, you know, your nut, of course. That's that. So let's get this slapped in there, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll get some specs on that guy and that guy. All right, we got it in, looking fresh. Bottom's all in. So this is 74 foot-pounds on this, and it says I believe 15 foot-pounds on this, but I never really do that because it seems like crazy overkill. 15 isn't much, but I try not to like deform the hell out of these little rubber bushings because they'll just wear out faster. So I just snug it, and once I start to see it start to, you know, bulge a little bit out the sides or whatever, or deform, then I call it. You can always tighten it up more later, but I just for the hell of it, I decided to go to the spec that they gave, and granted it's OEM spec, so I don't know what they recommend on this, but that seems outrageous, so I didn't do it. And then this guy, don't do what I did earlier. Don't put this in quite yet. You'll want to put this in the bracket before you put it up there because it's kind of a tight squeeze, at least on the passenger side. I don't know about the driver's side yet. But that guy, Loctite and snugged. Bottom, Loctite and snugged. Does not have a lock washer. The 2 inside ones for the bracket do. And yeah, that's it. So we're gonna get the tire back on this and wrap up the other side.
All right, we're back on the wheels and tires here. I just wanted to give a quick overview of this full suspension. So I'm on All Pro Expedition leaf packs with a U-bolt flip kit from Trail Gear and super bumps, and that's riding with this 5160 setup in the rear, and I have the 6112s in the front. Yeah, all in all, super sweet setup. Definitely a huge improvement over stock and what I had on here before. Haven't done anything too crazy with it. A couple of fire roads, you know, trails and whatnot. But yeah, just wanted to show a couple angles here and let you see what it's all about. Nice and dirty. And yeah, you guys do me a favor. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.